grab a snack. This video is probably gonna be long. Should I grab a snack? I should probably grab a snack. You know what I want? I want coffee. There's no coffee in my house. I have Goldfish and Flaming Hot Cheetos though. I'll probably grab them later. Hello book reading friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Melanie, and today we have a very special video in celebration of 100 subscribers, which is crazy because currently we are closer to 200 rather than 100, but we are doing a Q&A today. I have some good juicy questions that you guys left me on Twitter, and I know numbers sound super crazy. Why are we talking about numbers? But it's just a really big milestone, and it's kind of validating that what I'm doing you guys are liking, and so thank you for sticking around. If you're new, welcome to the family. I have my trusty dinosaur iPad here with me, and we will get on with these questions. And before I even get started with the actual questions, I opened a Bookstagram account, which I know I never even thought I would do. If you don't already follow me over there, you can follow me at MelReads with an extra S at the end, and you can also follow me on Twitter. You can also follow me on Goodreads. I'll leave all those links down below. The first question we have is from Miss B Overseas, and she asks, have you always been a reader? I believe so. The first memory I have of ever picking up a book was when I was 7 years old, and then going back, picking up the Chronicles of Narnia. Also, memories that I have of reading, but not necessarily reading. We had this librarian at my school, Teacher Lulu. She would bring us over to the library, she would sit us down, and she would read to us. And I would always be that one kid that sat right in front of her, staring intently at her and just paying attention to everything that she was reading. Whenever I walked into the library, she would always like greet me with the biggest smile. She would tell me like, honey, we just got this new book. You can rent it if you want to. You can take it for like a week. And I think that also kind of made me a fast reader when I was younger. Teacher Lulu, shout out to you. Coffee Over Apples, which I think she's named Stephanie. She asks, what is the prettiest book you own without its dust jacket? Now you're gonna make me think about this. I don't have all my books with me, so this is what I'm working with right now. I would say it's between these two, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green and then 4 by Veronica Roth, which I never even read 4. But I do remember that this has like the little Ferris wheel here on the cover. And I just like the color as well. I like that it's blue. And then The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is the Barnes & Noble Collector's Edition. And this is so pretty just because I don't even know if you guys can see it. It has John Green's signature embossed on the hardcover. Anya from Anya Schwan Reads asks, would you consider yourself a diverse reader? I was an avid reader for such a long time, and I fell out of reading from 2018 to 2019. So back when I was reading very heavily, diverse books weren't really what was being talked about. Diverse books were really not as easy to find as they are now, I feel, but I am slowly getting myself to that place where I can say that I am a fully diverse reader and not get stuck into what is really mainstream, because I feel that is very, very easy to do, especially because publishers give the most marketing to those books. Again, working towards it, and hopefully in a month or two, I'll be able to say yes. Anya also asks, what's your favorite food from your family's culture? Now, if I am talking Panamanian food, patacones, it's like fried plantain. Oh, so good. Torrejitas de maíz. Oh, now I'm craving them. What is wrong with me? Goyoria. Goyoria is like this thing that my grandma makes. I don't know if it's particularly Panamanian. To me, like it's what my grandma makes. It's fried plantain. Again, you'll see a pattern. She fries it with like honey. Once that thing dries and like it gets cold. Oh, it's like gooey and like crunchy. Game over for me. Game over. MG Maria Gabriela asks, you can only read one of these for the rest of your life. Midnight Sun, An Enchantment of Ravens, or Get the Better. Which do you choose? For the rest of my life? I think I'll choose like The Lesser Evil, and I'll go Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I'll say that one. I think it's the one that I do not find as bothersome. Darian from Darian Reads, which by the way, she also just did a Q&A in celebration of 250 subscribers, I think it was. I'll leave it linked down below because she's also incredible. She asks, Which fictional character do you think would make a good YouTuber? The first person, I say person as if they exist, but the first character that comes to mind is Jace from Mortal Instruments, because he's so sassy and like borderline rude sometimes, too proud, too cocky. This, I feel, would make a really good movie commentary drama channel type thing. Oh my god, do you imagine Jace having like a drama channel like Tea Spill or like Here for the Tea or something? I'm here for that. Honestly, I would watch it. Christine from Editorial Edge, by the way, I love her. We are currently all reading, well, she bunked last minute because she's reading another book, but we're currently reading Crave. Christine made me do it and there are absolutely no regrets. I will literally stop filming this, edit, go back to reading Crave. She asks, what's your favorite way to read a book? At night in bed or morning with coffee? Girl, if I had coffee at my place, I don't think I would ever sleep, and I'm missing coffee, but we don't have a coffee machine. Maybe I should get one. I think I really do get most reading done at night, and I usually get very little sleep, so probably not the best idea, but I like to read at night on my couch or morning on my bed. Right as I wake up, I grab my phone if it's an ebook, grab the book if it's a physical copy, get that reading done. I don't even wake up. I don't even like make myself any breakfast. I just read for like 2 hours. She also asks, what's a book you wish you liked but didn't? I really wish I would have enjoyed Midnight Sun. I've been over this already. I grew up as a Twihard and then it was just a huge disappointment, and I am now just questioning my entire existence and questioning whether Twilight was any good to begin with. And I mean, I'm a broken record. I could talk about all the books that were disappointing to me this year but looked really good. Roberto asks, YA trash. Pick one to get rid of forever. Harry Potter series, Divergent series, or the Hunger Games series. We all know where we stand with Harry Potter. I am trying not to talk about it. I don't condone J.K. Rowling's, whatever, behavior. It's ridiculous. It really just is. But I think in regards to what book that I enjoy the least that I would like to get rid of forever, just because I think in a lot of aspects it flopped, I would say Divergent, just because the book series isn't the best one. The concept is cool. Execution, however, not the best. And the movies, Shailene Woodley, you deserved better. Roland from Love X Reading asks, YA, new adult, or adult? I feel for most of my life, I've been reading YA, and it's hard to kind of separate myself from it now, just because I've been reading it for so long. So I gravitate towards YA a lot, especially for fantasy, but I think it really depends on the genre that I'm reading. I think for fantasy, I gravitate more towards YA. When it comes to like contemporary romances, I usually like new adult, because it's more towards the age range where I'm at currently. Adult is so good too. There are so many adult books that I've read that are just incredible. I think they just offer a lot more depth to the characters and they talk about more serious issues. It really depends on what I'm feeling, on what I'm reading. She also asked, what's your least read genre? Sci-fi, definitely. I don't even have to think about it. For some reason, whenever I see a book, it might sound mildly interesting, but as soon as I see sci-fi, there's something about it that I just can't get into. Even then, for me, it's like, oh my god, robots, ugh, outer space, ugh, not that much of a fan of it. And on the flip side, what's your favorite genre? Fantasy. I love fantasy. I think for the past few months, actually, I've been more into reading contemporary romance or adult thrillers or YA thrillers, and I've kind of separated myself from fantasy, which I don't even know how that happened. Gabby asks, types of content and genres you enjoy consuming, whether it's TV, movies, music, books, YouTube, etc. I could sit on my couch for hours just watching movies. Particularly with TV shows, I've found I like more light-hearted type content, like Friends, Gilmore Girls, Big Bang Theory is a good one. Because sometimes when you have like a really intricate plot, when you get into like season 3, season 4, major flop, and it makes me feel like I wasted all my time. And movies, thrillers, get me on that straight away. Specifically for some reason, Spanish thrillers, so well done. There's one that I particularly love, The Invisible Guest with Mario Casas. Chef's kiss. She also asks, favorite classic novel. Now, I am not a classic reader by any means. I want to get more into it actually. I've been eyeing those Barnes & Noble collector's edition that they look so pretty with the spines and they all match. There's two of them that I really enjoyed that I read in high school. The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Kylie asks, what's a book you think everyone should read? I may tell you, read this, and you're like, oh no, that's trash. But A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I'm trash for that book. I am trying to turn everyone into a believer, whether they consider it good trash, God tier trash, whatever it is. I really enjoy ACOTAR. It started out as a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and then it slowly progressed into so much more. All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover was a book that I also really enjoyed. So it's a more sad read. Just be mindful of that. And it does treat with very sensitive subjects. So it treats about divorce and infertility, miscarriages. So there are trigger warnings for this book. And I mean, anything Cassandra Clare, like honestly, if you have not read The Infernal Devices, The Mortal Instruments, Dark Artifices, The Last Hours, if you have not read anything Cassandra Clare, you need to. It's so good. I am a fan. Thorough fangirl for Cassandra Clare and the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Specifically though, Chain of Gold, my absolute love now. Read it very recently. I am hard eyes with that book. I really want to answer this question by Anya, and she asks, do you believe in horoscopes? Now, I really think it depends on when you're asking me, because I feel I have different answers depending on the moment. At the moment, I do believe in it, and I think, to me at least, I believe more in astrology than I do in the horoscope, because I think they are kind of different. I might be wrong about that one. I really don't know too much about it, but I think astrology gets a little bit freakier than the zodiac, and even I think sometimes that the horoscope is unusually accurate, which is scary. I think the moments in which I believe in it the most are after something happened and I read my horoscope or I read my birth chart and it predicted the same exact thing happening or something very similar, and it just gets too eerie. Paige asks, what book covers, if any, give you makeup inspiration? Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia is a cover that just gives me everything I could ever want. I feel like it's very vampy feels. I have it now. It's crazy. I know I've been talking about this book nonstop for like the past 3 videos without even having read it, but now I have it and I will read it very soon. Look at that cover. It's so gorgeous. It almost gives me like Christmassy vibes because of the green and the red, but could you imagine like a green smoky eye with like a red vampy lip? I totally can. I also have a few questions from Mick. I absolutely love her channel. If you haven't checked her out, which I'm sure you all have. Anyway, I'll link her down below because I absolutely love her videos. I feel like she's the opposite of what I am. I'm like so chaotic and so overly excited, and she's like so zen, but she's also like the right amount of enthusiastic about what she talks about. That's everything that I strive to be, but I'm not. She asks, favorite snack food? Here's the thing, Mick. You can't ask that question. I am a chronic snacker. I would say Flaming Hot Cheetos, which I have on my fridge. Should I pull them out? Nah. Goldfish, I love goldfish. I also love Takis, and there's several instances in which I've tried to order them and they say, hey girl, we're sold out, and it hurts. Lay's Stacks, particularly sour cream and onion, they're just way superior to Pringles. Like, I used to love Pringles as a kid, but then I tried the Lay's Stacks and it was game over for me. Unpopular opinion probably, I love Funyuns so much. I could devour an entire huge ass bag of it. Fave season and reasons why. Here in Panama, it's constantly hot and humid because we have winter for most of the year, and winter's weird because it's really sunny and hot sometimes, and then it's raining and thundering. There's really like no in between. I love winter. I love the fall. So the entire opposite of where I live. I thrive in the cold. I just love the feeling of like cold air. Probably weird, but I love that. The outfits, incredible. Like scarves, beanies, jackets, the long pants, turtlenecks. It's everything that I love, and even I wear that here in Panama. I wear turtlenecks here all the time. I am a frustrated tropical weather girl because I want the cold so bad. Also, cappuccinos, hot chocolate, pumpkin spice lattes. The hot drinks in winter just hit different. Just winter, man. There's nothing like cozying up on a couch or on the bed with a blanket, with like a long sleeve and then like sweatpants and like fuzzy socks and reading with like a hot drink. That's like my ideal scenario. Mick also asks, if you were at a boarding school, what character would you want your roommate to be? I feel like I would have to be strategic about this, because here's the thing about boarding schools, they're creepy. Boarding schools to me are so creepy because I feel like most of them, like the structure is so old that sometimes they're haunted or sometimes like mysteries happen in them. Why is my brain like, here's the thing, I associate boarding schools with like thrillers. Like there's no other option for me. I just started reading Crave, but honestly, I would love to have a Macy with me just because she's such a maternal figure. At least so far. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she'll turn out to be like a crazy asshole by the end of the book. I doubt it though. And sometimes I forget to eat and sometimes I forget to sleep enough. I feel like I would need somebody like that in my life. So maybe my answer would be Macy. She also asks, if you could pick 3 adjectives to describe yourself, what would they be? Creative, definitely one of them. Grew up my entire life wanting to be involved in the arts. Outgoing, I am very much an extrovert. I feel like I exude chaotic and over just enthusiastic energy. And the third one, I would say dedicated. When I have a goal for myself and there's something that I want to achieve, I'm at my 500% in order to achieve that, and I will strive for even more. So definitely dedicated to everything that I do. Anahe asks, have you written a story before? I am going to open up here to you guys. Full transparency over here. I started writing when I was 12 years old. And back then, Wattpad was starting to be the big thing that it is now. And of course, I've been a fangirl my entire life. I think I was doomed to be a fangirl. I actually wrote stories on Wattpad, particularly fan fiction, specifically about the Vampire Diaries, more in depth about Klaus Michelson. It actually had about like 800,000 reads, which was absolutely mind-boggling just because it was so bad. And people were like, oh my god, update, oh my god, what happens? And I'm like, girl, it's not even that good. I am currently working on some writing projects, which I'm really excited about. I am in the midst of loosely plotting my novel. I am not much of a plotter. I would consider myself more of a pantser. Planning everything in depth beforehand gives me anxiety. I'd much rather loosely plan, figure it out along the way, but still like do have that reference. So yeah, I have written stuff before. I am still writing. She also asks, character you relate to the most from all the books that you've read? What's like one really upbeat character that's excited about everything? I don't even know a character like that, but probably just like the over-enthusiastic side character. I feel like that would be me. Who are your favorite musical artists? Now, I feel like for music, I like very much like that acoustic, toned down type of music that relaxes me because again, I'm so chaotic. I need something to like kind of bring me down. I love Hosier. I love Banks. I love Sarah Bareilles. I mean, Billie Eilish. Everyone loves Billie Eilish. Alicia Keys. I would say those are the ones that come to mind. I am for sure forgetting people. Yes, I listen to that type of music, but I also mostly listen to musical theater. Musical theater gets me going. I swear, I put on like an original Broadway cast album and I'm dancing, I'm bopping, I'm singing, I'm belting. I am doing all the things. I am doing the most with that. Favorite trope. You know what? Enemies to lovers gets me going every single time. That I hate you, you infuriate me, I want to kill you, I wish you were dead. And then that kiss, when they finally admit their feelings to each other, so rewarding, 10 times more rewarding than your typical love story. Who are your favorite BIPOC booktubers? I love Joel from Fictional Fates. Again, exudes like that calm energy, very zen, very the opposite of what I am. You're gonna see a pattern. I love to see very zen people. Christine, I cannot shut up about Christine. She made me read Crave. I'm still not done, but so thankful. We have a group chat now talking about Crave. It's everything I've ever wanted and more. I thought I was still recording, but apparently I wasn't. Subscribe to too many people. Just know if I didn't mention you, but I'm subscribed to you, I love you. I would never subscribe to anyone that whose content I don't love. So sorry if I'm not mentioning anyone, but I love y'all. And those were all the questions that I had time to answer today. Thank you regardless to everyone who took the time to actually leave those questions on on Twitter. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. And honestly, thank you so much for all your support. I've been on BookTube now for a month and everyone's been incredibly supportive. The love that I've been hit by has been unlike anything else. I'm really loving the book community. Everyone's so welcoming and there's so much love to give. And so thank you for subscribing, for following me on Bookstagram, on Book Twitter. Y'all are the best, honestly. So big kisses to you. Give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want. Let's chat down in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join the book family. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.